Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub. It is Monday, January 24th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, Skee Profit with us, ready to break down the Monday NBA card, fresh off a fun sports weekend. There's a little bit of everything. We had, your regular college basketball, NBA slate, your NHL slate, you had a UFC pay-per-view on Saturday night. And, of course, you had a crazy NFL divisional playoff weekend. 4 amazing games. I don't know if there's anything better in sports. Very few things better than that Buffalo-Kansas City game that we saw last night. It was unbelievable. Incredible football game. Crazy weekend of NFL playoffs. We'll see if that carries over into NBA action here on this Monday night, because we've got a small slate here with just 4 games on tap. On the NBA slate. Very small slate compared to what we usually have on Mondays, but we'll see if we can find some winners for you. We'll start with the Knicks and the Cavs. We've got Cleveland 6-point home favorites, 202.5 the total in this game. The Knicks coming off a win yesterday against the Clippers, 110-102. It was an afternoon affair at the Garden, and now they go on the road, second of back-to-back here against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who beat Oklahoma City on Saturday night, 94-87. Cleveland continues to play well. They are now 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games. We'll see if they can keep it rolling here in this one. Jared Allen, keep an eye on his status. He's questionable due to an illness tonight, so he may not suit up. Markkanen as well, of course, out with an ankle injury. Left the last game, won't play tonight. So a little thin in the front court, the Cavaliers could be tonight. And we know Rubio and Sexton are not coming back this year. Out for the season. Knicks on the other side, Kemba Walker questionable. Mitchell Robinson, I should say, questionable with a left ankle sprain as well for the Knicks. So again, we'll see who's going to suit up here. I'm watching this situation with Robinson for the Knicks, with Allen and Markkanen for the Cavs, because with some front court injuries, makes me think maybe both teams maybe go to a smaller lineup. Pace quickens a little bit. Might get there with an over at 203 here. It's a very low total. I get it with these two teams. Knicks struggle offensively as of late. We've seen that, and they've trended under. The Cavs certainly are a pretty good defensive team, but I could see there being a case for this game going over the total. As far as I'm concerned here with the spread, I'm not going to get involved side-wise with either of these teams. I don't want to back the Knicks on a back-to-back, and I like Cleveland just better right now team at the moment. So, but I don't want to lay 6. So I might get there with the over if we see these two teams shorthanded in the front court, which as of right now, it looks like that could be the case here. Dutch, anything for you? New York, Cleveland.
I think you're muted, bro.
Uh-oh. He's not muted. He gone. He's gone now. Wham, New York and Cleveland. What do you like?
Yeah, man. So it's got to be RJ Barrett if I'm thinking anything for the Knicks. He's been pretty consistent lately as far as what he's been doing over the last 6 games. 41% from 3, 47% from the field. Getting a lot of the attempts there. Shout out to my guy, Dutch. You want to finish that, bro? Because you already know where I'm going with this after I broke that down.
You want to finish go ahead, bro. I'll do that to you.
All right, say less. But all right, so as far so we all know Darius Garland is one of my guys. You know, we got the most improved at plus 2,200. It's at plus 1,000 right now. He's the 3rd favorite to get it. Somehow, some way they putting Ja Morant the favorite here for some stupid ass reason, man. Don't vote for fucking Ja Morant most improved. Put him on the MVP ballot. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with that, man. Let him have that. But I think Darius Garland continues to get the double-double. I did take that at minus 110. For some strange reason, the over 9.5 assists is minus 120, so I took the double-double instead. Is the only reason why I took that there. But as far as the Knicks side, I did take RJ Barrett to have at least 20 points today, and to have the 1.5 threes and the 2.5 threes. I did ladder that at split the unit there, so I took the 1.5 and the 2.5 for the 3-point makes for RJ Barrett. I believe that he is the reason why the Knicks probably cover this game. I do think the line movement is something to do with Jared Allen, like you mentioned, being announced in or out the lineup. I think he may play, though, so, you know, if you like the Cavs, I wouldn't talk you off of that, but I think the Knicks do keep this a little closer here. The Magic has been in and out for Evan Fournier, so maybe he has a good game. It has been a little bit iffy on the road for him, but I think he could pull it off there. So RJ Barrett is the play for me, and Garland double-double. That's one where I go.
All right, there you go. Mostly a props type of game for Wham in this one. They're actually top 10 offensive team the last several games, Cleveland. So keep that in mind. They have definitely been pretty solid. Jared Allen apparently officially out. Now it's been basically questionable all day up until just a few minutes ago, but it's sounding like he may be out. So I kind of like that over more. And the Knicks, it's very low. And the Knicks haven't been horrendous offensively by any stretch lately either. It just feels low, especially if we're going to get maybe a little bit of a smaller lineup from both of these teams tonight. Dutch, what do you think? Knicks, Cavs.
Okay. Round motherfucking 2. Real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Be sure to hit that motherfucking like button. Like I'm hitting this plane of African Kush. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Hey, real talk though. Everybody in this motherfucker, share the video. Hit the motherfucking like button. We need that because this is gonna be a rough one. Hey, and if I could be completely honest with you, I'd backwood every single one of these games. But I tried to find something for y'all, and I believe it might not even be available now with the new news of Jared Allen being out. But when I looked into this bullshit ass game, I was looking at Evan Mobley over 15.5 points minus 110. It seemed very appealing to me with marking out, and then of course now with Allen out, I don't know if we'll be able to get that number, but I didn't know he was questionable, to be quite honest with you. Last meeting November 7th against these boys, 26-9-5, 11-15 field goals. So, I mean, he did it very easily, 26 points. The double-double was at plus 205. I thought there was some value there. I ain't mad at that little tequila money. Casamigo, my ass to the window on that double-double. Got 2 out of the last 3, I believe, from Mr. Mobley. I like the kid. I don't think, Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench or, being questionable as well is just, is even more, of a pro to me for Mobley. But yeah, I don't know if the numbers are going to be there anymore after that Jared Allen news. But yeah, that's what I was looking at in this game. Double-double at plus 205 and over 15.5 points. Mr. Mobley.
All right, there we go. Definitely in theory, those props make sense given the personnel situation. No doubt. Skee, New York, Cleveland.
Yeah, I was looking, I'm not sure if he's out officially or not yet. But I don't want Cleveland to win by this much of a margin. They have won 6 out of 7, but I think by an average of 4.5 points per game. So, it opened at 7. I think it's been going the right direction. I wouldn't want to take the Cavs here. That's what I'll say. For the total, I agree with what you said. Like if Jared Allen's not playing, it does look low. That's a lot of rim protection you're missing. Mitchell Robinson, man, he better not go out there and look like nothing's wrong after, he left the game the other day. So I don't think he's going to be that good. I don't think he's going to play. And if they're missing him, Noel is game time. You might not have a lot of rim protection for New York either. So could get there with an over.
Yeah, and 202.
Real quick, Sammy B said that that Mobley's still available at Bet365, 15.5. So definitely jump on that if you guys can get that. Yes, sir. Yeah. Mr. Sammy B.
Jared Allen, we're hearing, according to some people in our chat, that he's out for sure. Now he's questionable just a minute ago, but might be trending toward not playing tonight for the Cavaliers. So just be aware of that. That's why I kind of lean. I will be on the over if that is indeed official, because I just feel it's too low, and you are missing size, you're missing interior defense, and you might have a little bit more smaller lineup, quicker pace from both sides here in this one. All right, Indiana, New Orleans next up. We've got New Orleans 3.5 point home favorites, 216.5 the total. In this game, the Pacers have been largely a disappointing team this year, but they've actually covered 3 straight games, 2 of those victories against the Lakers with that Laker meltdown in the fourth quarter. And then the Golden State victory, 121-117 the very next night. Phoenix, competitive effort from the Pacers, lose by 10, get inside the number as 13.5 point underdogs. So it's been better stuff from the Pacers here these last few games, despite the fact still without Malcolm Brogdon, still without TJ McConnell, still without Miles Turner, still without Domantas Sabonis, all battling injuries and all not expected to be back for some period of time for the Pacers. Not to mention, Karis LeVert's missed the last couple games due to a calf injury. He may not be back for sure tonight for the Pacers. So there's still a lot of personnel out for this Pacers team potentially going into this game tonight. The New Orleans Pelicans, fresh off a 102-91 road win as 4-point dogs against the Knicks. They have not played since Thursday of last week. So you talk about a team that is very well rested going into this game. Money's come in on New Orleans 1.5 up to 3.5. You look at the last 10 games, they've been for the large part, they've been competitive. They've been a little bit better. The losses were a competitive point spread covering loss to the Raptors. They did lose by 15 at Brooklyn. That was the one game they were pretty much smacked around. Don't be fooled by the Boston game. They lost by 12, but they got off to a great start and just had a completely horrendous second half. That was a week ago on Martin Luther King Day. Pelicans are playing a little bit better. They've certainly rested. Indiana's still very much banged up. Could be a flat spot for the Pacers, too, after playing, Suns, Lakers, Warriors. Now you play the Pelicans. Kind of feels like it could be a down spot for Indiana. So I'm probably only thinking of laying the points here with New Orleans, 3.5 in this one. I could probably only back the home favorite. What do you think here in this one, Skee, Pacers, and Pelicanos?
I'm laughing at Alfonso Scott. He says, "Put that backwood on the screen, please." He doesn't want. He's not interested in this game. But I like the Pelicans.
Yep.
I'm not betting the Pacers. There's no secret with that. They've lost 5 of their last 7. Their lineup is depleted. I know there's no Turner, Sabonis, etc. No Brogdon, no TJ. So I told you I want no parts of what the Pacers are offering until they trade or get a new coach or something changes over there. And as far as the Pelicans in this game, they have the rest advantage. I think 3 days compared to 1 for the Pacers. So if you give me that, with them at home, I think they get there even without Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, to me, this could be it. Like, I don't know for the Pacers, who's gonna attack the glass and the rim for them. When you look at who's out, especially Sabonis and Turner in particular, those two guys. I mean, how are they going to end up competing on the glass here in this one? Valanciunas, Herb Jones. I mean, guys like that should really be able to, have the advantage there in that rim area for the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Wham, what do you think? Indiana, New Orleans.
Talk about it, man. Herb Jones, bro. Let's go back to the well, man. I mean, we missed it with a half a point last time, but this is my guy, bro. Herbert Jones, over 13 and a half points. But I'm going to take the over 1.5 3-point makes here. This team in Indiana Pacers over the last 5 games, they're allowing opponents 37% from beyond the arc at 13.4 3-point makes. I think my guy Herb could get 3 of those, man. So I think he gets the 2 at plus 240. A lot of value there. With all the guys maybe out, he may be taking a lot of threes today. So I think he could get to 7 attempts. He's being at 5 to 3 with those guys in the lineup. He could get to 7 attempts beyond the arc in this game. I think he gets to 2 at least here. So he's very efficient. One of the efficient players on their team with the uptick in usage. I think he's only going to show that he's a good player. So I like Herb Jones to go over 1.5 3-point makes, and I do like the 13.5 points as well.
All right. Still, even with the 2 wins in the last 3 on the road for the Pacers, even with those, they are still just 5-17 or 5-18 rather, straight up on the road this year. The Pacers, Pelicans have won back-to-back home games as well. So, yeah, I definitely think from a spot perspective, it clearly stands out in favor of
4-1 as a home favorite too, bro.
Yeah, it clearly favors New Orleans here in this one. Even without Brandon Ingram, I think they can get it done here. Dutch, Pacers, Pelicans.
Yeah, man. Real quick, big shout out to Mr. $5 Dono. I think his name was Sada or something. My bad, can't pronounce your name, bro. But thanks for the love, $5 Dono. He said Grayson Allen. I don't know what that means. He's a fucking dookie bum. But hey, we appreciate the $5. Definitely. And a big shout out to our guy, Mr. Skee too. But hey, I'm glad he was a little late, but I'm glad he came fashionable late with the unbutton that top button for us. Looking mighty relaxed and fresh, loosened up. I like it, my dude. I like it. But yeah, man, this game, it would definitely, like my man Alfonso said, I already would have backwooded this motherfucker. But since we got a little light card, I tried to do a little digging for you motherfuckers. And what I found out was Mr. Josh Hart, over 23.5 points and rebounds looks pretty appealing. Oh, also over 1.5 threes at plus 150. He's went over the points and rebounds 2 of the last 3. 2 of the last 4 over the threes. But this is another also what I look at kind of with Mobley stepping up, with Markin being out, and obviously now with Josh Allen being my guy Josh. I can't get that motherfucker out of my head. But Jared Allen, what I'm saying, won't be out there. So even more back to the previous game. But yeah, I would look for this guy to step up without BI out there. It's going to be extra shots, extra points. I do like big Val down lows. It's kind of juiced up though. I'm not mad at the Pelicanos. I'm not mad. I believe you should have got on it early. It looks like it's kind of fluctuated out of the value that you're looking at now. But a lot of sharp guys on the Pelicanos, and I wouldn't look the other way. But the Pacers have fucked around and did some shit the last 2-3 games. So I'm not like just jumping at it. But if you tell me you got the Pelicanos to win the fucking game, I think that's probably a beautiful thing. But I'm going to back with the side. And if you want to place a bet, I think right now with the best appealing would be Josh Hardy to the plus 153s or the points and rebounds.
All right, there we go. Maybe a prop scheme, if anything, the way Dutch is thinking in terms of attacking it here between these two teams. All right, let's move on here. We've got Utah. Actually, we'll do Chicago, Oklahoma City first, since that's the earlier game, even though it's down in the rotation. We'll do Chicago, OKC next. We've got Chicago 1.5, 2-point road favorites, 216.5 the total in this game. What happened to the Bulls yesterday? I know they're very shorthanded at the moment. We know they're without some key pieces, without question. But boy, to lose that badly yesterday to Orlando was kind of surprising. 114-95, blown out by 19 points in that game. The Bulls now on a back-to-back. They will be looking to make amends for that and certainly play a whole lot better here. Back-to-back situation. Chicago's actually pretty decent here. 5-4 straight up in ATS this year on second and back-to-back games. We'll see if they can play a whole lot better here. Again, we're talking about still, Nikola Vucevic, bruised knee, questionable game time decision. Same thing with Zach LaVine. He's obviously missed the last 5 games, but a potential for him to maybe return to the Chicago Bulls lineup tonight against OKC. As I said, Vucevic, bruised knee, questionable. He played yesterday, but playing through that. And as well for the Bulls, it looks like they've also got Javonte Green, questionable. He's missed a lot of time. He hasn't played yet this year. Back in December was his last game. So they could be starting to get a little bit of reinforcements back for this game tonight. So I'm interested in backing the Bulls potentially, but I want to see who ends up taking the floor for them in this game. I know OKC, didn't play yesterday. Chicago did, but they're kind of struggling at the moment. 5 straight losses for them against Cleveland, Dallas, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Cleveland. For the most part, they lost to pretty solid teams overall. But if Chicago's getting healthier tonight after pretty much a no-show in the loss against Orlando yesterday, I definitely think they might be worth a bet here in this spot at around a pick'em situation here, laying just 1.5, 2 in this game. So leaning Bulls right now. But again, let's see who's back on the floor for them closer to a tip-off. But definitely looking at least making a case for Chicago. Dutch, what do you think here? Bulls, Thunder?
Yeah, man. Hey, yo, big shout out to Tony, my guy, Felix, Abel, Jared, TG, Mr. Star Child. I see you, bro. Cuban, John Roy, everybody in the motherfucking chat. What we got? Almost 250 y'all motherfuckers in here. I know it's Medicaid Monday, but come on, you lazy motherfuckers. Let's at least get to a hundo real quick. Like, I muchly appreciate it. Excuse me, everyone else in the chat. Not to offend you, it's all love. But yes, please back with this motherfucker. I got to do one of these. All 4 of these games are really backwards. This one, at least let me not say shit. Please forgive me.
The news gonna do OKC if it's anything.
I gotta do what? Yeah, OKC gotta be back with these motherfuckers.
Yeah. This is definitely
we got the Thunder buddies here, but
yeah, it's a tough spot for them. We know that. We know with who's been out for them, obviously. With and by the way, LaVine, Vucevic, and Green, they're all questionable game time decisions. And if 1, 2, or all 3 of them don't play, that's on top of already being without Jones and Patrick Williams and Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball. So it really gets thin for the Bulls if they don't play. That's why this is absolutely a wait and see who's available tonight for Chicago before I bet it. Wham, what do you think here?
Yeah, man. I think Zach LaVine may play. I think Vucevic being added on, I think he may be the one that's going to be out here in this game. As far as this team in OKC, they actually played last year. This was the largest deficit in OKC history. They came back to win by being down 22 points. We know how fucking gritty this team is. This year they're leading the league in 6, 15 or more comeback wins. This OKC team, we know these yeah, Thunder buddies for sure, bro, because they showed us that they're going to go out there, especially after getting their ass whooped by 70, whatever the points was against Memphis. They've been playing pretty tough here, but having Zach LaVine back, maybe allowing DeMar not having to go 23 to 30 points, like the guy said in the chat there. Sammy B, shout out to Sammy B there with the DeMar over 29 points. I could see that happening here, but if Zach LaVine is in the lineup, I think that eases a little bit of the offensive load for him. Sucks ass what happened to fucking Caruso for sure. Shout out to the Dono there as well. For sure, fuck Grayson Allen here, but I kind of would agree with Dutch. This probably is a backwood. I don't really like any of the props, and if I was to bet anything on the side, it's got to be OKC. And do I want to do that against a team that I know is better? No, I don't.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, of course, the Levine being out and why they miss him so dearly is because all of a sudden the Bulls look at all of these guys that have had minutes just jump in the amount of time they've been. Like Matt Thomas, who's a journeyman, has been playing more. Ayo Dosunmu, the rookie out of Illinois. Now I know he's from the area, Chicago. He's thrilled to be playing for the Bulls, the hometown team, but he's playing way more minutes than you'd think he would because of the absence of Levine. So. And some nights they've played well with those minutes, and some nights they're going to have rough nights. It's just the way it is when you're not used to being more of a catalyst for the team and not used to playing those minutes and extending yourself like that. Some nights you're going to be on, some nights you're going to be off. So that's why it's not a surprise. The Bulls, since Levine's been out, 3-3 ATS. They've been kind of up, kind of down. But I would think they'll be up for this game after the debacle yesterday. It's just a matter of do they get some reinforcements to be with them on the court tonight. And all those guys I mentioned, Levine, Vucevic, and Green, among others, will they be in the lineup? Skee, what do you think here, Chicago, OKC?
Yeah, I have zero interest in this game. Honestly, I've been traveling a lot today, and for the majority of the day, or at least early this morning, I thought Chicago was playing Atlanta. So, I'm off this game.
Yeah, don't be like me, bro. I made that mistake for all of us.
Ski learning. He don't want that fucking bam weed no more.
Yeah, I mean, SGA props. Someone in the chat mentioning it. Yeah, SGA props. I don't fault him one bit. 29 points in back-to-back games. He's the one guy that's going to score consistently, usually, for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And we know Chicago's defense has been hit or miss lately, more miss than hit with the defensive end of the floor. 24.5 is his props. So, yeah, I don't argue with that one bit. It's probably a good look. SGA for the Thunder tonight, over 24.5 points. All right, final game of the night, Utah and Phoenix. We've got the Suns, 11-point home favorites here, 221 the total in this game. A lot of points to be laying here with Phoenix in this spot against Utah, but it's kind of where we're at with Utah right now. Nothing has been easy for them. They escaped past Detroit, and Detroit was right there with them in Utah, a few nights ago. And then they played last night at Golden State, a hard-fought effort from the Jazz, undermanned as they are, and they only lost 94-92 to the Warriors last night. So now they're on a back-to-back after that kind of tough loss, difficult spot. Phoenix has the rest edge. They played Saturday night, beat Indiana by 10. Prior to that, they had won 5 in a row, Dallas, San Antonio, Detroit, all blowout margins. Indiana, a blowout. Toronto was the close game, but they found a way, won that one by 4. Suns, too, have their share of absences as well, at least a couple. Specifically, Cam Payne is out for them, and DeAndre Ayton. Game time decision tonight for the Suns, actually downgraded to doubtful with the ankle injury, so he won't go tonight for the Suns. Jay Crowder's ruled out with a wrist injury. So it's a lot of points to be laying here. I get it that Utah is probably not a team I can back at the moment, but we ready to lay 11 here with Phoenix in this game? I don't know. I would say if you like Phoenix, maybe take the full game, not the first half. Do the legs give out on the Utah Jazz? I mean, this team could really be up against it tonight. We're talking about Royce the 5'9" O'Neal. Right now, a game-time decision with a knee injury. Bojan Bogdanovic, questionable with a finger injury. Joe Ingles, hello, mate. He may not play tonight for the Utah Jazz in this game either. And that's on top of still Mike Conley out, Rudy Gobert out, Donovan Mitchell out. I mean, it's a rough go for the Utah Jazz. Who's going to play for them? B squared? Yeah, that's what we're going to see here in this one. So there's a lot of issues right now for the Utah Jazz at this point in time. So they're not backable for me in this spot with all that's out for them at the moment. Second of a back-to-back game. The B squared for Phoenix, I should say, not for Utah. My bad. But nevertheless, Jazz are just way too short-handed right now. No rim protection, or at least not as much without Gobert. Luckily, Ayton's not going to play for the Suns, or else he really might have terrorized the Jazz interior defense if he played and Gobert was out. But I'd still be Suns or pass. I'm probably going to pass, but I ain't interested in Utah tonight. That's for sure. Skee, what do you think here? Utah, Phoenix.
Real quick, shout out to Dan Kelly. I see him in the chat. I looked at one of the other games that had those fishy lines on Friday, and it was that Miami game. And Atlanta ended up winning, so I'm happy I stayed away. I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna keep, they're not gonna keep beating me up every time. So this game, Phoenix and Utah, it's tough because I already had betted. Like initially when I looked at this game, I thought it would be an under game, just looking at numbers and looking at a sheet, like I said, while I'm traveling, because neither team has really been averaging near this number. But then I look at the last game they played, like Utah only shot, I think, I might flip-flop them, but Utah and Phoenix shot 31% and 28% from three in their previous game. I think that's, only going to go up in this game tonight. But missing all these players, I knew they were going to be without Mitchell, without Gobert, but I wanted Conley in there. I want Ingles in there. I want all the rest of the guys in there. The one thing that I think still remains is you're not going to see a lot of defense from the Utah side. And I think Phoenix will be able to exploit that. I think Devin Booker gets back on track tonight after his pretty poor performance the last game. So I'm still okay. I have over 221.5, and I'm still pretty solid with that look.
Liking the over and some points to be scored here with the Suns and the Jazz. Yeah, Cam Johnson props, says Bill McDonald in the chat. Of course, he's someone that had a recent absence for a few games earlier this month. He's come back. He really hasn't found his footing yet. 8, 7, and 8 points the last 3 games. But you would think, you're right with who's out for the Suns right now, Cameron Payne and Jay Crowder, especially those two, that there's going to be usage and shot volume increasing for a guy like Cameron Johnson for the Phoenix Suns. So I don't hate that look either at 15.5, I believe is what his points prop there is for tonight's game. Dutch, Jazz Suns.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Elliot V, my guy. Bill McDonald, Mr. Mark Nick, I see you, my guy. Yeah, man. I looked the other way here. I think, Skee, when he first looked at it, was thinking goddamn good. And then he had to over-fucking think it. And then came with some bull-ass shit. Because I like the under in this game. But, like I said, man, realistically, this card to me is not the most precious thing to me. I'm not really in love with this card at all. But I do think that the under, is appealing to me. But obviously, with who's going to be in and who's going to be out of Utah, that affects it a little bit. But yeah, the under is 5-1 last 6 for the Jazz. Now in the last 4 games too, with all they are, a team that's averaging 14 points a game, which is number 1 in the league. But the last 4, they've been averaging 102 points per game, so it's 12 points under their average the last 4. The under's 5-1 for Utah last 6 in conference, and the under's 11-5 last 16 meetings in Phoenix between these boys. Now we look on the other side. We know Phoenix can bring defense. Obviously, we like Ayton out there, but I touched on this before. They're second in defensive field goal percentage at 43%, allowing second in overall defensive rating. So these boys play defense with Bridges, Crowder, and then you got it. I mentioned also with now, if McGee's in there, if they don't have Ayton, but they also have Bismack, and now they got that other cat Smith, so they can protect the paint, and they got some wings that can defend. The under is 5-1 last 6 for the Suns as a favorite, and 5-1 to the under last 6 overall for Phoenix. So this to me is a solid number here at 221.5. I could only take the under here. I don't like that Skee's on the over, but I think, like I mentioned, his first thoughts were where he was the good ones. But we'll see here. Like I mentioned, not in love with anything too much here, but I do think the under is the look here.
All right, liking the under here for Dutch with the Utah game against the Phoenix Suns here, late night action in the NBA.
Beat 'em up enough?
By the way, I forgot to mention the don't. Yeah, you mentioned it, Dutch, but I believe Satter 8D was the name of that guy with the $5 dono. So we
Saturday,
appreciate
yeah.
that from earlier in the show. Definitely appreciate that. Thanks for showing some love. Wham, Utah Phoenix.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the dono. You already know, man. But yeah, I don't want anything to do with the Jazz. No rest. They're 3-5 against the spread. With the rest of disadvantage, they're 3-7 ATS as well. No Mitchell. You guys said it, Rudy. Aiden probably we're going to be out. I'm going to attack a prop here on the Sun side. I think the Mikal Bridges normally is at 30.5 for the rebounds for him. Is normally there because it's Aiden in the lineup. I think without Aiden in the lineup and without really having that much of a defensive responsibility here, it doesn't seem like he has to do too much. He may be guarding a lot of Crawford here for sure. We know he's going to be the uptick guy for the Utah Jazz there, but I think he gets to the rebounds here. I think he gets over 4.5. I'm going to ladder this up. I took the 3.5 as well at -160, but I think we could get to the 4.5 as well. I think he gets 5 rebounds. He's hit it 3 times. I'm seeing 3 straight times here. I think he could get this done here. Mikal Bridges over 4.5 at +127. But as far as this game, I don't want the big spread with the Suns, bro. Like, that's just how I feel. As far as the side, the total, I think it's interesting as hell. I normally was thinking under here too, so I thought that was funny that you mentioned that was his first thought, and you on the under, and my boy on the over. So I'm gonna stay away from the total here. I'll let my guys battle that one out. But I think the props are definitely in this game. I didn't mention as well in the last game, Bataze, the Indiana Pacers, the guy he's gonna fill in for the Sabonis. Yeah. Goba, what's his name? Goba. That's how you pronounce it? It's like sound like a B, but it's a G.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And I think they call him Dandruff Boy now with the head. You seen that as well with the dandruff shit there? That was kind of strange as fuck.
Head and shoulders.
Yeah, neither here nor there. But I do like his rebounds as well. If you see him on your card, I do like his rebounds. I am taking a stab at that at 7.5. I think that's pretty good there. He had a double last game, third one for his career, and the double I believe is at +220. So if you get froggy, leap with your boy on that one too. But yeah, Mikal Bridges is where I'm going, over 4.5 +127. That's what I'm rocking with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. Get some head and shoulders from dealing with that. You're right. That's what that's for. So yeah, take advantage of that for sure. When you got those kind of issues.
Up with Mr. Palomalu, right? You got to link up with the Mr.
Right.
Yeah. Get in one of those ads with Palomalu and Mahomes. They're doing head and shoulders.
Mahomes, yeah, Patrick too. Shit.
Patrick, yeah.
There you go.
Patrick's in everything right now. Patrick's in Head and Shoulders, State Farm with Jake from State Farm. Him and Rogers doing that. So
TikTok.
Look at Ian handing out hair credit.
They're probably about the 80. Yeah. About the 86 Rogers out that bitch.
yeah, I know. I think Rogers got more time to shoot more commercials now after getting his ass knocked out on Saturday night against the San Francisco 49ers. He's got more time to do those now. He's got to look at the positive. Yeah, I might not lose. Might have lost again in the playoffs. I might have fallen short of a Super Bowl again, but at least I get to shoot more ads for Jake from State Farm and those guys. So it's always take the good with the bad. If you're
with the man bun and shit, looking weird as fuck.
Yeah, Jackson Mahomes.
I want to.
You talk about a guy that's just lapping off his successful brother. That's about as big as it gets there with Jackson Mahomes, right there. No doubt that guy's bad shit crazy at times. I'll just put it that way. No question. All right, good stuff, guys. No, I don't think so.
You wasting electricity?
No.
I just thought about it. That's Mahomes' brother. That's Mahomes' little brother, right?
I'm tired today. That's all.
No, shout out to Dan. That was a good one, bro.
Oh man, yep. All right, there we go, guys. Monday's card in the books, 4 games. They're not, like I say, even for me, this was a struggle, this card. Not a whole lot I love, but I still like there's one that stands out above the rest, and we'll get to that. We got best bets coming up, Dutch's freshest look coming up, 277 live viewers in the chat. We appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it very much. Don't forget, we've got college basketball net profit coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern, top of the hour with Maxwell Smart and Connor Mack. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We got best bets, Dutch's freshest look coming up right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. You can get Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product. You get 20% off using the promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag, we've got, of course, NFL Conference Championship Sunday coming up, Super Bowl after that, NBA, college basketball, NHL daily. UFC is back now as well, so lots to keep you going from a betting perspective. Sign up for an account, mybookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit, mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Good stuff there. All right, it is time for best bets as well as Dutch's freshest look here on this Monday edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Let's start with you, Wham, today. What do you got for best bet?
Yeah, man, I'm going to give you a few of them here, the ones that I like here the most. It's going to be the Herb Jones for the New Orleans Pelicans to get 1.5 3-point makes at plus 240. Then we're going to also go with the Mikal Bridges to get 5 rebounds at plus 127. That's where I'm going here. Both of those guys can hit this, have been at a high rate over the last 3 games. Got an uptick in usage here. Should be able to pull it off, bro. So those we're rocking with.
All right, there you go. A couple, double dose of player prop best bets here for Wham on the Monday card. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm glad my guy Wham Bam did give you the 2-piece. And, in honor of Skee, I'm going to pull a motherfucking Skee on your ass. And I don't got a motherfucking freshest look today. I don't got nothing for you. But I will show y'all the freshest thing I seen. Y'all might want to take a look at it. The 50th anniversary, The Godfather. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. It's for the real, not the fake. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the real one.
Wow.
Y'all got some time. Take a look at it. It's the freshest thing I've seen today. I do like the under a little bit, but I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't got no 2-unit play on nothing today. So let's keep it. But best of luck to everybody. And tell my boys because they're going straight to the motherfucking window. Believe it.
There you go. Pumping the brakes on a best bet for freshest look. But there you go. Godfather doesn't get any better than that. Sopranos and all of these Goodfellas, all of these great classic Italian mafia movies, they don't start unless The Godfather. That's what got it going. It was the original, and it's still a legendary, epic, classic film. And the second one was good. Then that's when you can stop. First one was great. The first one, all-time classic.
About 1 and 2.
The second one was good. And then after that, it kind of falls off a little bit. It has to be said. But the first 2 were all-time great movies, no doubt about it. So yeah, read up on it, watch it if you haven't already. Absolutely. Casino was a good one. That's right, Elliot. Good call there. And De Niro, yeah, he had a big part in a lot of those for sure. No question about that. Al Pacino, great actors too in a lot of those films. So yeah, make sure you check that out. If you should already have watched The Godfather, but if you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting for. Skee, best bet.
You can never watch it too much. Too many. No. My fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pelicans, man. Give me a chance to fade the Pacers, and Pelicans got the rest advantage. I'm gonna take it every single time. So Pelicans, a little bit on the money line, a little bit on the spread. Get the Skee line.
There you go. That's a split. Money line New Orleans is minus right now minus 160, 65 the best price with that, and also the minus 3.5, a half and half split for Skee for best bet on the Pelicans. That's also my best bet, but I'm going to go all of it on the spread here. I'll go -3.5 here with New Orleans against Indiana. They've been good at home, 7-2 straight up at home in their last 9 games. Pacers still with just 5 wins on the road this year. I know they played a little bit better 2 of the last 3 games, but eventually all the players that are out, Brogdon and Sabonis and Turner, and there's even more than that, eventually it's going to add up, and this could be a little bit of a flat spot after being out west, facing the Suns, the Lakers, and the Warriors in 3 straight games. Pelicans take advantage. We'll lay the 3.5 with New Orleans for my best bet on this Monday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Hit the like button on the way out. We've got Connor and Maxwell Smart coming up with Net Profit College Hoops, top of the hour. For Skee Profit, for Wham, and for Dutch, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe if you have not. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.